for women find themselves drummed out of the tech industry more due to societal issues, men writing openly, other than capabilities based on their gender. Which could be a thing too, man. I mean, you know, maybe women aren't as good at these things because over the thousands of fucking years, bazillions of years humans have been alive, like, we've catty cornered them into fucking, like, jobs and fucking stuff that, like, has developed them to be better in that fucking thing. I don't know. Who knows? Then again, maybe it is just natural, man, from the beginning of humanity. That men and women can do things differently. Or are better at certain things. I feel like it's a little bit of everything, maybe, man. You know, maybe there is an argument for that, like, men and women inherently can do things differently. But there's also, like, a big societal chunk to it, you know? Like, nothing's ever really black and white on that. Kind of like the thing where, like, they're like, oh, there's no men and women in tech, but, like, then you pull, like, maybe men and women, and, like, maybe women don't want to be in fucking tech, and that's why there's nobody there. It's, like, it's kind of one of those things, like, it could just be, like, general interest in people, and general interest is something developed over fucking time. Just through fucking, like, society and shit, and not anything to do with, like, biological stuff. And again, maybe it's something else. I don't know, man. I'm one of those guys who's like super indecisive and wants to see like every single possible avenue and think that like millions of things affect every little other thing. I mean, 'cause that's the way it is, man. There's not just like one or two things that affect all of these issues, man. It's a fucking hodgepodge of fucking collected of fucking opinions and fucking factors fucking with everything. Pretty much Cubs has made great progress in freeing women from female gender role, but men are still much tied to the male gender role. It's how to allow men to be more feminine, then the gender gap will shrink. Maybe because men will leave tech and leadership for traditional feminine roles. But there's less women in certain fields because they choose different careers. See, that's what I'm saying. It could be a mix, man. I'm not trying to play like the good old guy who agrees with everybody right now, but I mean, honestly, I feel like that's could just be a mix, man. Mixed shit. Maybe it is interest of people and the kind of stuff they want to do. Maybe it is racism and fucking sexism. I don't know, man. It's probably a bit of both. I bet you there's been times where a lady wants to get in and they got fucked up and couldn't get in because of sexism. Bet you a lot of fucking women that don't want to go in tech industry. I feel like it's all like issues that need to be covered, but they can't cover them as much as they should be. Cucking is up for that. It's easily hostile. There's not a single one I've spoken to them shit that does not consider it hostile and over the top. Can't read something and tell me how women feel about it. I've actually spoken to them in this stream and I've seen what the general content of their guidance, but overall, women find it sexist and hostile. Okay, that's interesting. You're saying we should like break down the kind of like societal biases towards women needing to do certain, like women being, I don't know what, like popular jobs for men and women or some shit. Like promote IT jobs more for everybody. See, that's just culture shit, you know? Like to break down something as big as just like fucking like gender role fucking interests is like be really hard. But I mean, you'd have to start with somewhere like in school for sure. Feels your personal experience. I mean, doesn't this guy's manifest to an extent appeal to his personal experience? Or else he wouldn't have made it. You can't tell me that like there's not a little bit of personal bias in everything. You can't for the intent. Feels your first fear. Doesn't mean these folks you think it's hostile. Their experience and capabilities. Interesting. See, this is, I don't know, it's just interesting, man. Some different opinions and different experiences and shit. So everything's so case by case, man. I bet you there's a lot of big fucking tech companies that are like totally cool, and then there's some that are more fucked like that. The hard shit is figuring out if it's like a general industry thing or if it really is just case by case and it's getting like blown up into this like huge problem that may not be actually there. It's the last person who can move. Fuck. I go for the 50-50. I think I'm gonna go for weapons damage reduction and then just walk in over here for the 100%. KDkill guy's manifesto is his personal experiences, which Google didn't reject. Yeah, I just have to read it. I don't know. We have this problem where I want to be a part of every conversation. But I feel like I shouldn't be a part of stuff. I try to avoid being too fucking like drastic and having too like hardcore of opinions on something I have no education in. That's why I mention why I don't know a lot of the time. I can mention my ideals and like general shit, but it's all very like romanticized. I mean, the guy's not a fucking robot. Like, I mean, he had to have some reasons for it, and I'm curious what his track record is, if he's shit slinging all the time, or if that's really just all it is, man. He's not an AI that created the article because he thought it was time to make it. Like, he's probably got hate, he's got anger. I'm curious how much a part of that's in there and how professional he is and how much he thinks it's an issue with the company and something he's like actually worried about changing and how much is just he's like a fucking asshole. Like, I don't know. And we'll never know. We're never gonna know. It's fucking 10-page essay and the guy's gonna be forgotten in about 2 weeks. I mean, I think Guardian's saying that you can infer from a lot of his like talk about women being lesser in certain fields that it can mean like the guy also thinks that women are just lesser in general. It's not purely scientific, which it could be. Not that opinion, but that's what he's like thinking. So I mean, it's not like I was fucking just an asshole. I was saying like, you know, like maybe he does think that. I want to be pulled out of context there. I was like, wait a second, I should have said that at that time. I don't know. We're trying to read the motivations of a guy who said something like fucking 10 pages worth of shit. I don't know. I just think it's like impossible, but maybe I'm just a fucking retard, man. It's very interesting, though. That's just me. I'm always. That's what I went to school for, man. That's why it interests me, dude. I don't really have any like biases or hate. And they feel their party here, but more of like an onlooker, man. I'd be curious to know how that shit plays out. How true a lot of that is. Can I make any fucking sexy shots here? I really don't know. Things about hating your heart. Read it until you do. It may take a while. Advice while you finally get it. Snipe this guy. I mean, I don't know if you can find a direct quote of something that's like, weren't we doing? We're just saying that like, we can say that's fucking, like you can infer that like the shit he's saying is hateful, but like, kind of hidden behind the guise of like data and shit. I don't know, we're just not gonna be able to tell. Like, nobody would just come out and say that, like, I hate women, like, in their fucking essay. They're gonna schmooze it behind a bunch of random shit. I mean, the guy might hate fucking women, man, and he's just trying to fucking, like, deliver it in a fucking, like, logical fucking way. I think he's just saying that, like, you can kind of infer it, and it's a possibility. You can't infer, that's the thing. Is he just, is it such a good argument that you just can't think that he has any actual fucking emotion behind what he's saying at all or something, or what? I mean, I'm not saying Guardian's right or you're right, I don't give a fuck, but I don't know, man. We're arguing, I might just be done talking about it, because, I mean, you guys can, but I haven't read it, man. It's 10 pages. Arguing something that's almost fucking impossible to prove. It kind of almost has no point. Unconditional hatred for women? Okay. I'd have to see, man. Could be. Oh yeah, golden. Does he talk about his personal experiences at all? Just out of curiosity. He doesn't talk about his personal experiences. I'd really like to see like an in-depth study into the tech industry done over like years from different people's opinions, like Guardians and like just like actual like insider just like looks on shit. That'd be really cool. Like of course individuals and maybe individual companies too are gonna have like maybe really hardcore opinions, but like a really general thing, like an entire industry, like that's where it's like interesting, man. Like how does an entire industry possibly have like one kind of opinion on something? Like is the IT industry really just this way, and like why is it this way and shit? I don't know. Maybe I'm a bad dude for thinking that's interesting, but any anecdotes? Yeah, I'm sure he's trying to avoid that. Suppose I would try to avoid any anecdotal information. Have you ever tried to get a job with Google before, Guardian? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm just curious, like, what the hiring process is like, or what kind of experience they want out of you. Not for this argument at all. Just straight curiosity, man. I don't give a fuck. I guess it sounds like it's for this argument, but and I'm not trying to. It's not. I'm just curious. Straight up. Maybe you shouldn't say it, man. Somebody might actually use it against you or something. I think you're the only one in here who's actually in the tech industry that I know of that might actually have run into Google and shit. I wonder how like automated a lot of that shit is. Like they're a massive like fucking company. Like you'd assume a lot of it's like really automated. How like personal a lot of shit really is there. I don't see a mushroom around here. Mario always gets fucked. A little upgrade, not really enough for me though. Google frowns on remote employment. Oh, really? Why did they frown on remote employment? I don't get that. I kind of like bounce damage more than ink damage. Ooh, cover damage is good though. I feel like the next one we get will have good cover damage though. Both Twitch and IBM landed at my current place, which isn't bad for remote gig. I assume they'd be pretty similar hiring processes to Google then. Twitch is probably a little different though. I wonder how like personal it is with Twitch, since it's more of like a personality kind of like Twitch is more about games, which is fun shit, you know, like entertainment, and then like people, like the casters and shit. I'd assume they'd want to put more emphasis on like personality and shit, just inherently, than like other areas might. Maybe not though. Would be interesting. More power, range of effectiveness. Considering how Google's business is tied with a huge segment of the internet that we enjoy, political bias, and it's pretty spooky. Well, I mean, being interested in how people do things certain ways and stuff like that, I don't think like that eliminates any like fear, right? Like you can be interested in something just purely for entertainment and then still be like spooked about it. Not like me saying I'm interested in these issues doesn't mean like I don't actually care what happens with them. Like yeah, I'd like everybody to be all equal and nice and shit. Oh, you have to actually know shit about games? That's cool. They didn't give you the job because of your gaming taste, man. Didn't mean it like that? Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. Exactly. I have so many options right now. Oh, that's why it's interesting? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're continuing off your comment 3 minutes before that. I'd kind of already separated the two out. Area of movement. Might be worth it, dude. Range of effectiveness. It's so cheap, though. Like, I don't really think it's worth. We could up his health, but... What did you tell him your favorite games were, dude? That'd be really hard for me to answer. I'd have to actually like work on that. I'm such a person who doesn't pick like raw dog favorites. I'd be there for like an hour talking about fucking my favorites. If they ask me, what's your favorite game? I'd be like, oh my god. Fucking Hannah Montana Adventures, man. Easy. Less turns to recharge. We could have something every turn then. You can only have one a fucking turn anyways, man. So I guess you could just have one every turn there. Another shot attempt. I feel like a shot attempt would be good. Pick something safe. Probably. You couldn't pick any crazy ass games. Hatred. Manhunt. Like, oh yeah, dude. Fucking hire this guy. Shoot us in the fucking workplace. Dark Souls or Halo. I feel like Twitch would be more akin to like fucking happy friendly Mario, man. They'd be like, oh, give me that Mario. But it would depend on the guy interviewing you too, man. I feel like if you could just show interest in games and like stuff like that. Like obviously kind of belong in the industry or in the talks. PUBG, League of Legends, and Hearthstone. But don't tell anybody. I also like mainstream anime. I really like Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online. My guilty pleasure. Something personality based or something. It's a crippling autism, man, right? Ace the tech test, answer every question in a concise manner. Some of my favorite games the Final Fantasy or producer as a whole. Complex stories they tell. Okay. This dude was like hardcore anti Final Fantasy, maybe. Those fucking dudes like Mario perpetrates sexist trips. Oh man. Fuck, I can't decide what I want, dude. I mean, movement's fucking godly always. It's just so useful. I'm just getting movement, and it's fun. She just needs healing shit. Less turns would be really good. Fuck that JRPG shit. That would suck, man. That would really suck. I don't care about the shield shit. I need one more for fucking heal charge. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm considering doing the area of movement though too. I'll do that afterwards probably. Wouldn't hire a guy like FF. Why not, man? He'd have to like SMT games. FF, you'd probably get a nice, normal, stable human being, man. SMT, man, you could get a dose of autism in it, man. You gotta be careful, man. You could get a real cool dude, man. You could also get some scary shit. Somebody told me their favorite SMT game was fucking Persona, man. Pop! Nah, just kidding. I just feel like you can barely call them SMT games anymore. Is why. I think that's funny. I guess they're still SMT games. I guess it'd be okay. The only SMT game I've ever played is Persona 4. Or Persona 5, I mean. Take your heart, motherfucker. That's what I was excited about. I said the upcoming Star Wars Battlefront. Oh damn, that's what got you, dude. This guy was the anti-normie, man. That was it, dude. That was the moment. Blacklisted in the field. I mean, I do think Persona